Hello everyone, today I'd like to show how you can make use of your F or hardware keys to control your audio server with DWM. More specifically, what I want to do is I want to raise or lower the audio volume on my default audio device that I'm using. And to do this in DWM, the first thing you have to do is open your config.h. And as the key sims for these F or hardware keys are not by default part of DWM, you will have to include this. So at the beginning of the code, we will include from X11 xf86 keysim.h. So that's very important. And after that, we need the commands section, because in order to control the audio server, what we will do is we will provide DWM with a command line tool called wpctl, which is wire plumber for Pipewire, that can change the audio volume or audio level. So we will do it much like has been done before for dmenu or the default terminal emulator, which is ST in my case, by defining the command first as a variable. And the first command, we will have two, one for volume up and one for volume down, will be volume up, of course. And it takes an array of strings. And every time that you will put a space on the command line, for example, to separate the command from its options or options from options, etc., you will have to create a new string. So for example, with the menu run and then space option -m, it's the same if you're creating custom commands here. So the command I'm using, because I'm running Pipewire, is wpctl. We want to set some volume and need to supply it with the audio sync. Now, usually you would supply it an ID or the name of the audio sync, but luckily there is a macro for the default audio sync. Terminate with another add, and after that you will need to specify by what amount you want to change it. First, I want 5%, and then you tell it whether you want to increase or decrease it. In terms of volume up, I want to increase. If you're not using Pipewire, I don't think it's an issue, because the command for Pulse is very similar, and I can provide it in the description. Also, very important is that you put a null at the end of this command, because that will tell the compiler that you have finished this array of strings. As you can see, it's been done above here as well for ST and for dmenu. So yeah, keep that in mind, otherwise the compiler will complain. All right, I will copy this and paste it below, though not 2 times, and make some minor adjustments to it, because this time around I want to turn the volume down, and I also want to decrease the volume. So that's taken care of. So DWM now has the command to actually set the volume higher or lower. And I can see that I didn't delete this before I started the recording, so I will do that now, because if you only specify the command, DWM doesn't know what to do with it. You need to tell him that when you're pressing a specific key, that it should execute something. So the first thing would to say which modifier you're using for this key combination. Though in my case, this is not going to be a key combination because I only want to press one button, which is F2 or F3. And if you don't want to use a modifier, you can pass a 0 to the modifier argument and that will take care of DWM not expecting any sort of modifier. Then it's the key you want to press. In my case, I want to increase the volume first. For me, that's F3. So you will have to check which key that is for you. Then it's the key sim that we included right at the beginning of this video, which for raising the volume is XF86 XK underscore audio raise volume. The next argument is which function DWM is supposed to call. And just like it is for the menu or the term CMD down here, we want it to be spawn. So it spawns some command. And for the argument section of it, which is the last, we will simply copy what's written down here and substitute whatever is on the right hand side with the respective volume up or volume down. So it is .v equals volume up, and that's taken care of. I will copy and paste it again, not that much or that often. So let's get rid of it. And the only thing that I have to change is I want to change the raise to lower, and volume up needs to change to volume down. So now that is taken care of, and the only thing that remains is to do a quick double check whether or not I did a mistake in spelling or syntax, but to me it looks fine. And we can now write and quit out of the file and run sudo make clean install. Yeah, I mistyped that. So put in your root password. If it's throwing some warnings, these don't have anything to do with what we just did because I have patched the shit out of this. So it compiled, and that without an error. So I suppose it is now working. So how can we verify that it's working? Well, for once, you could put on some music or watch a video, whatever. Or what you can do is you can press the keys and meanwhile watch what the get volume command is putting out for us. So it's watch wpctl, then get volume of the default audio sync, run, and as you can see, currently the volume sits at 70 for me. Now if I press, for example, F2 a few times, you can see that it's getting lowered, and if I press F3, it's getting increased. Also, bear in mind, for some keyboards, the F keys are actually masked, so you have to press Fn on your keyboard and then your F keys, that it actually uses them for their specific function. Yeah, so bear that in mind. That might come in handy to know, but I think that way we were able to verify that it is indeed working. Yeah, Let me know if it's working for you. And if you have any problems, you can also let me know in the comments, and I'll try to help as best as I can. Thanks for watching.